Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for watching the last couple of videos. It's been a lot of fun so far and I'm really enjoying it. If you're a new viewer, welcome. This is gonna be a Toronto Frolic haul. I had a great weekend in Toronto. It was so much fun. It was really interesting because it was kind of the first time that I was looking at the city as our new home. So I had a different perspective of the city and we were able to see a lot. So I got a good feel for it and I'm really excited actually. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Frolic itself was awesome. I'm so happy that I was able to go. It's the first time that I went and I was able to meet a lot of people that I had never been able to meet in real life. So people I've been chatting with online, and it's just really nice to put a face to a name. So that was a lot of fun. I personally didn't do any classes. One of my friends did some classes. She loved it. She said it was really good. And yeah, it was just all in all a fantastic weekend. I ended up getting the things that I really wanted, so I'm really happy about that. The thing that was cool with the Knitters Frolic is that there was a lot of companies that I had never seen in person. So a lot of yarn companies that I've followed online for a while, but I've never had a chance to get my hands on. So that was really nice because I was able to touch and feel a bunch of companies, and yeah, now I know what I want. So it's awesome. I came home with much more than I thought I would. And most of the things that I purchased, I actually have a pattern for, so I'm not too worried about that. There was a couple of like really impulse buys, and maybe you guys can help me out with ideas for those. So let's get started with the haul. So there was a few companies that I absolutely wanted to check out while I was there. We ended up getting to the Frolic at about like 8:15, I think, and we waited in line. One of the women that we were with was taking classes, so she wanted to get there a little bit earlier, so we were fine with that because then we knew we would get a good spot in line, and we did. So we got in pretty quickly and I beelined for Rosehaven. So I had seen them on Instagram the day before and I had fallen in love. So this is what I bought. So it's one of the blankety blanks. It's focusing on my face. And I love it. I love it. It's so cool. Okay, so this is the one that I got, the little lumberjacks and beavers. Oh my gosh, I love it. So I was watching Christina yesterday and she was showing that she bought the same one as well, yes, at the Frolic. And guys, it's just so Canadian. That's like the best way of putting it. There's lumberjacks and there's beavers. It's just so Canadian. I love it. Yeah, so I'm really excited to knit with it. I saw, again, if any of you guys watch Christina, the Cozy Knitter, you saw that she was kind of chatting about it and saying how there was an example of it knit up, but they all look a little bit different because the colors are a bit different. So I'm excited to see how mine knits up. And yeah, I think that'll be a cast on pretty soon. The next shop that I absolutely wanted to go and check out was Lichen and Lace. I think like almost everyone who was there, I was really interested in seeing what they had in their booth and just kind of touching their bases so that I have a better idea of what to order from them in the future. I ended up buying one skein and it was, I had to have it. It's just so beautiful. I love it. So it's called Pressed Flowers. And this is what it looks like. Oh my gosh. You see those speckles in there? It's like a rainbow. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, so I love it. This is it's called their matte sock. So it's a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. And yeah, it's really nice. It's super soft, guys. This is a great base. I also love how they do their labels here. Oh. Not focusing on me. No, doesn't want to focus. There we go. I love how they do their labels. So see how they like stitch it up here? Anyway, so that's that. I don't have a pattern in mind for this yet. But I'll show you another purchase that I made that's kind of gonna go with it. So this, let me get them out here. All right, so this was kind of like an end of day purchase, but I'll show you right away because it goes with the lichen and lace. So I saw this color. I kind of knew that I wanted to use this skein as a contrasting in a cardigan. And then I saw this. Look at this, guys. These two, and I just knew that it would go perfectly. So these are from Signature Yarns, and this is their, I don't know if Saki layers, but I don't know if that's the base name or just, I'm not sure. So it's an 80% merino, 20% nylon, and the color is called Plumberry. And look at this. It's gonna be so pretty. I'm really happy with that. I think this is gonna look really beautiful together. So I don't have a pattern yet for these ones, but I'm not worried. I'm sure I'll find one that works great for them. Maybe a featherweight cardigan again. We'll see. Okay, so this next one was the third purchase that I absolutely wanted to make. So basically the first two that you saw, the lichen and lace and the sock blank, were the two things that I absolutely wanted, and then this third one was another. Everything else was just impulse purchases. What do you want me to say? Okay, so I really wanted to go and see Catherine from Zigzag Stitches. So Zigzag Stitches is project bags. I'll show you the bag first and then I'll tell you guys the story. Okay, so this is the one that I got. Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. So it's like little tulips and bicycles. I love it. It's so beautiful. So the reason I wanted this one in particular is I have a pretty significant obsession with Amsterdam. It's one of my favorite cities. I was able to visit Amsterdam about 3 years ago, and then I had gone previously when I was a bit younger, when I was on a trip with a girlfriend, and I just love it. It's a beautiful city. Everything about it is just so peaceful, and the Dutch know how to run things smoothly as well. The system works really well in that country. And it just so happened that Shane was actually in Amsterdam while I was at the Frolic. So it just kind of all went together, and I really wanted this project bag. And I'm really happy with it. I actually already have a project that's living in it, but I took it out because I'm gonna show it to you guys in my podcast episode. And yeah, I love it. So Catherine from Zigzag Stitches, I have known through the internet for about 7 years now, I think. The store that I used to work at, Espace Tricot, carries Zigzag Stitches bags. And I've been using Zigzag Stitch project bags for the last 7 years and love them. And she's just so sweet, and her husband is so kind as well. And I got to meet her daughter this weekend. They're just a really nice family, and I am very happy to be able to purchase bags from them because I love them. They're great company. So now for some impulse purchases. I'm gonna show you guys my favorite purchase that I made from the weekend. It is not yarn, surprisingly, but I just love it. So like some of you may know, I'm gonna be moving soon. We're actually relocating to Toronto, and I've kind of been like thinking in my head of my office setup, and by office setup I mean my yarn room, let's be real. And I saw this and was like, oh, it'll be so beautiful in the office. So I had to come home with me. So it's this beautiful dream catcher. How pretty is that? So it's all handmade. Okay, so the company is, ooh, I don't want to mix this up. Where did I put that little card? Oh, there it is. Okay, I have it. All right, so it's Studio Lou. Oh, is it gonna focus on this? No, there we go. Okay, Studio Lou, and the owner's name is Cindy. And Cindy had a booth with her husband at Frolic, and they had their daughter with them. So cute, brand new. She must have been only a couple of months old, and she was so sweet. She was having so much fun and loving meeting people. They were just a really beautiful family, and I was really happy to be able to meet them. So I bought this dream catcher from them. She makes them. She also makes these really incredible art bats. So I filmed some of it in my Toronto vlog. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll post it down below. And yeah, she just had a really cool booth. Ramona, hi Ramona if you're watching this, who I met this weekend, who is awesome, was in the booth at the same time as me as well, and she said that their sock yarn was awesome and held up really nicely too. I didn't purchase any because I need more sock yarn, like I need a hole in the head, but I will definitely be purchasing from them in the future. So yeah, that was that. I really love it. Really happy with that purchase. All right, so I lied. There was actually one other shop that I really wanted to check out while I was there. I just wasn't sure if I'd be able to buy anything from the booth. I knew it was gonna be crazy. And there was a couple of colorways that I was interested in, but I ended up getting into the booth and getting one of the colorways that I wanted. So that was really awesome. So that is the blue brick. Let me show you guys. Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, so this base is her Manitoulin merino sock, and it's a 70% merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And this colorway is called Prairie Storm, and I absolutely love it. For those of you who aren't familiar with the blue brick, she actually does gradient yarns. So this is gonna go from the blue to the like darker blue to the orange. And yeah, it's just beautiful. It knits up so nice in shawls. I actually have a pattern in mind that I think I'm gonna knit with this yarn, and it's called The Starry Night, and it's part of her book that she just came out with called Ombre Knits, which is a stunning book, by the way, guys. There is such beautiful patterns in the book and beautiful photography. It's like such a nice book. There's actually a picture in it that I think I'm gonna message Shireen about, because I'd love to have that framed on one of our walls. It's just beautiful. It's got some like these really nice buffaloes in the picture. Anyways, stunning. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy I was able to get a skein, and I'm really happy I was able to finally meet Shireen in person. She, I've never met her in real life, but when I used to work for Tanis is friends with Shireen and spoke so highly of her, and she was even more awesome in person than I would have imagined. So if that's even possible, I mean, she's just a really cool person. So yeah, that was a really nice experience, and thank you for being so kind, Shireen. I really appreciate it. All right, so there's another booth that I went to check out while I was there, and this was the Shall We Knit booth. So I'll show you guys the card, because I don't have any of their yarn specifically because they're a yarn shop. So that's them. So Shall We Knit is owned by Karen, and Karen is someone that I have been friends with, in contact with for the last few years. She actually wholesales Scrumptiouspurl yarn, and she's so sweet, she's so kind. I love her, she's hilarious, and yeah, she was there. So I was finally able to meet her. We had actually met before in Montreal at Espace Tricot, but yeah, we didn't really chat that time. We didn't have a chance to chat. So this time we were able to chat a little, even though her booth was swamped. So she was busy that day, which is awesome. I'm really happy for them. So she had some of my yarn with her at the Frolic, and that was really cool. It was nice to see people who were interested in buying it, and they were like, oh my gosh, you're Sam. So it was fun. I was able to meet people, and that was really cool. And I ended up buying some Jameson Spindrift. So I've never actually been able to get my hands on this. It's pretty different. Not a lot of people carry it actually in Canada. It's a really beautiful yarn. It's a little rough, so not everyone likes Shetland yarn. I personally love Shetland yarn. Connie is one of my favorite brands, and I love it, but I've exhausted all of the colorways, so I kind of need to move on to another company. So Karen had an incredible selection of Spindrift. She had a bunch of colors. So she also had samples in the booth, and one of them was a Hansel shawl by Gudrun Johnson, and it is just beautiful, and I fell in love with it, and I bought some to make one. So that's actually the project that I've already cast on, and that's been living in my zigzag stitches bag. I won't show you guys right away because I'm going to show you in my next episode, but these are the colors that I bought. So there's actually missing one. There's like a blue that goes in with this, but I think it fell on the floor, and I think Ace is laying on it right now, so I can't get that. But yeah, so these are the ones that I chose. I'm really excited about it. And yeah, funny story actually. So you need one of each. This is actually my main color for the shawl. And then you need one of each of the other colors. I needed 5 of this one, so I bought 5, or so I thought. I actually ended up buying 4 and then one random one of a different color. So I actually had to message Karen, and I was like, do you by any chance have another one of the color that I need? And she's like, I do, I'll be able to send it to you. So thank you, Karen, I really appreciate it. I guess I was a little hopped up on the yarn fumes and wasn't paying attention, so now I have an extra skein that I'll be able to use for something else. All right, so the last yarn shop that I visited was Red Sock Blue Sock. And again, this was a total impulse purchase. I ended up buying from them this here. So this colorway, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So this colorway is called April Shower, and it's 80% merino, 20% nylon, and they had a cardigan knit up in the booth called the Playdate cardigan by Tin Can Knits, which is a cardigan I've been eyeing for a really long time. And it was knit up in this exact color, and it was stunning. They did a really good job, so I had to have it. They only had 2 skeins left of the April Showers, so I bought them knowing fully well that that wouldn't be enough to knit the cardigan in my size. So I'm gonna have to add in a contrasting color with this. And that doesn't bother me one bit because it's gonna be really fun to pick something that goes with them. So I might go stash diving for that and see. I haven't decided which color I kind of wanna pick up yet. Like maybe the purple or the blue. We'll see. I really like it. And then this skein, which I definitely did not need, but had to come home with me, is called Spring Fling. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. Oh, look at that. So this is on their cashmerino sock base, and it's a 70% merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. And I just fell in love with it, and it needed to come with me. I have no idea what I'm gonna knit with this because I just kind of want to look at it for a while, so I don't think I'll be knitting with it anytime soon. It'll probably end up being socks because it's just too soft for me not to knit socks with. I know that a lot of people have the opposite. A lot of people are like, it's so soft, I need it by my neck, or I need a hat or something. But something about really soft yarn on your feet is just so decadent. And yeah, I think that these will be socks for myself. So, yeah. Okay, absolutely last purchase that I made while I was there was something that I didn't think I'd end up getting, but she still had some left by the time I got to her booth. So yeah, I bought one. Actually living right back here. I got a Remembrance Potter mug. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I ended up going for a sock mug, obviously, and they're all different colors, and look at this detail here, like spine on it. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so I got a mug, guys. I love it. I've gone to Rhinebeck for the last few years, and I've never bought a Jenny the Potter mug, and I've always kind of wanted one, but I couldn't justify it because they're pretty expensive. And then this one will live in my office, my new office, because it's socks. I mean, it's like so fitting. I'm trying to justify it, but there's no justification. I just wanted it. And so I'm really happy with it. And yeah, that finally concludes my epic haul from the Knitter's Frolic. I am fully aware that it is very indulgent and unnecessary, but I love yarn. I don't have other things that I spend a lot of money on, and I was just happy to be able to support a bunch of small businesses, Canadian businesses as well. And it's all things that I'm gonna love and knit and cherish for a really long time. So I'm very happy with everything I was able to bring home with me. I'm actually gonna be filming the next episode of the podcast next, so stay tuned. I have a couple of new things on the needles, so that's exciting. And yeah, I hope everyone's having a great week. Enjoy. The weather is finally starting to turn, so that's nice. It's been really cold here in Montreal, and from what I understand, it's been pretty similar everywhere. So hopefully spring has finally sprung and we'll be able to enjoy the warmer weather. And until next time, happy knitting. Bye y'all.